I had always told myself that the day the money arrived, I would feel free. I was wrong. A notification came on a Tuesday morning while I was slicing apples in the kitchen. That Archie was narrating loudly and with considerable authority everything that was wrong with his father's choice of breakfast cereal. $100 million deposited quietly into an account I'd set up specifically for this moment. Like a secret room I had furnished with great care and never intended to actually sleep in. The system chimed. Warm, efficient final certification complete. Mission fulfilled. You are free to proceed as you choose. Host. I put down the knife. Free. The words sat in my chest like a stone. Archie looked up from his cereal. NEA. You went quiet. Did you burn something? No, I said. Nothing's burning. He studied me for a moment with those serious eyes that's off far more than most people expected. Then he pushed the bowl aside. I don't like this cereal anyway. Can we have eggs? I made the eggs. I set the table. I poured the juice. And I did not leave. Here was the honest truth about my situation, which I spent 3 days pretending wasn't true. I had completed a mission designed around deception, earned more money than I could reasonably spend in a decade, and somewhere along the way between the carrot negotiations and the school bully, and the wedding where Callan ate unfamiliar food with the fantasies of him and using a bomb, I had become genuinely, inconventional fond of both of them. The system, to its credit, did not say I told you so. It did say, on the 4th morning when I was still very much in the mansion and very much making breakfast, host, you appear to be voluntarily extending your stay. I am. I want to flag that no further compensation is attached to this period. Noted, I said. I understand the mission is complete. A pause. Then, with what I could only describe as digital warmth. Very well, I'll stop interrupting. And it did. Not silence was somehow the most unnerving part. Callan was not a man who said things directly. He said them sideways through small actions, through the particular way he rearranged his schedule to be home before 7, through the fact that there were suddenly fresh flowers in the kitchen, not the formal arrangements that had existed before, stiff and architectural, but loose bundles from a market imperfect and a little wild. He also started eating carrots voluntarily, which I considered a personal victory. You're still here, he said one evening, not as an accusation, but with a kind of tearful wonder, as if he'd expected to reach for something and found it still there. I'm still here, I confirmed. He nodded. He looked at his hands. He said, very quietly, Archie cried last week at school. He thought you were going to leave after the money came in. His teacher told me. Something shifted in my chest. He didn't say anything to me. He wouldn't. He's trying to be brave about it. Callan looked up. He learned that from you, actually, that you can feel something difficult and not fall apart. I didn't know what to say to that, so I said, I'll talk to him. I know you will. He paused. That's not why I brought it up. Then why did you? He was quiet for a long moment. Because I wanted you to know that I noticed, that I'm paying attention, that whatever you decide he stopped, started again. I'm not going to pressure you. I just wanted you to know that I see you. The real you, not the one who shows up perfectly on time and handles every crisis and never seems to need anything. I blinked. I need things. I know. His voice was gentle. What do you need? NEA? No one had asked me that in a very long time. Archie, it turned out, had opinions. Many opinions. Organized opinions. Delivered over the course of several days in what I can only describe as a coordinated, emotional lobbying effort. It began with a drawing left on my pillow, a house with 3 stick figures in front of it. The tallest one, clearly Callan, based on the very serious expression, was holding hands with a shorter figure, who had long hair and an enormous smile. Archie stood on the other side, holding what appeared to be a cookie. Underneath, in his careful, deliberate handwriting, our family. Almost. That subtle. The system observed. You're still here, I said. I said I'd stop interrupting. I didn't say I'd go away entirely. The second piece of evidence was a list, presented to me over breakfast with great ceremony. It was titled Why NEA Should Stay and it contained 11 items. The full story is on my homepage description.